I was working with a customer recently who was having trouble getting his voicemails returned. Good salesman, doing a lot of cold calling, generating some good prospects, but as he starts trying to follow up with people, he's put some numbers together, he's looking to present and see if they're ready to buy, he just can't get a hold of them. Number one, they're not answering the phone, and number two, when he does leave a voicemail, they weren't getting returned. Now, I've dealt with this myself, and what it leads to generally is a lot of time spent calling and calling and calling on people that we have no idea if they're ready to move forward, if now is not a good time, or if they really just have no interest in working with us and they're simply screening our calls. When that happens, when we get our pipeline so full of those kind of leads or those prospects, now we don't have time to go out and call new people. So it's this catch-22 where you're trying to follow up with the old, not generating new leads. What ends up happening is no sales are made. Well, the good news is the only reason that this client and myself and others like us aren't getting those voicemails returned is because we're leaving terrible voicemails. Okay? If we can stop doing that, if we can leave something productive, I've been able to get clients to call me back right away. In the last week alone, my last 12 voicemails, 11 of them have been returned, all complete cold calls. Now, there's a few ways to do this. The first one I want to talk about is if we're calling people that have already had contact with us, somebody who's expressed some interest, maybe said call me back later, or we're putting numbers together for them, or a package and we're calling to present and they're not getting back to us. Oftentimes, the reason that customers don't call us back is either they're not ready to make a decision yet, and they're worried that if they do call us back, they're going to be walking into a hard sell. Okay, we're going to corner them on the phone. They feel like by calling us back, they're expressing some interest, and we're not going to let them go until we've made a sale. The other reason is a lot of times customers have decided either not to buy or to go with a different provider, and they're afraid of hurting our feelings. So even though we're the salesperson, they still don't want to have that awkward conversation of, hey Dave, I actually have no interest in working with you. Okay, so a voicemail that takes that pressure off the customer, that lets them off the hook, I call it kind of a release voicemail, can be really effective here. And my favorite one, it's in the blog, my favorite script is basically call somebody, get to the voicemail and say, Mr. Prospect, Dave Schwendeman, I'm calling again. I haven't heard back from you in a while. And that tells me usually one of three things has happened. Either number one, you are super excited about working with me, but you're really busy and haven't had time to call back. Number two, you actually have no interest in working with me. Maybe you've gone with somebody else, or our timing's not good right now, and you don't want to hurt my feelings by calling me. I want to let you know, I would really appreciate that if you just let me know, and the timing's bad, or you've decided to go somewhere else. Either way, that is absolutely fine, and I won't keep trying to follow up with you if now's not the right time. Or third, you've fallen and you can't get up, in which case, please call me right away. I promise to send help. Now, I add some humor in there, right, with this voicemail. It kind of lightens the mood a little bit. The other key is, within 5 minutes of leaving that message, I send the customer an email with the exact transcript of my voicemail. Verbatim, everything I've said in that voicemail, I just plug it right into an email, send it off to them. Subject line in my email, per my voicemail. Okay, so they've just gotten a call from me, they see a voicemail was left, and then per my voicemail comes in their inbox there. I generally get a response that day, if not within a few minutes. And those customers that don't want to have that conversation over the phone, they're now free to email me and let me know. Really helps me clean up my pipeline. I can figure out who's still in play, who's gone somewhere else, and who's just really busy, and I should keep following up with them. Makes it a lot easier. Now, the second type of voicemail is one that I've used more for new prospects when I'm cold calling. No, I don't believe in the method that I was trained on, where you just call and call and call and call and leave a ton of missed calls, hoping that at some point the person will get so sick and tired of these unknown numbers calling them, they pick up and I have a chance to sell. Not the foot I want to start a relationship off on. So I do believe in leaving a voicemail each time. The one I like to leave, though, generates some curiosity. Let's have the customer wondering what I'm calling about and make them want to call me back rather than me just trying to hound them over and over again until eventually they just cave and pick up the phone. So this voicemail looks something more like, hey, Mr. Prospect, my name is David Schwendeman. You don't know me, but I have some ideas that I think really could help you with fill in whatever you do. When I'm an insurance agent, I think I could really help you cut down on your insurance costs, as well as better protect yourself and your family. I don't know. They could be terrible ideas, but I'd love to share, tell you what I have, and if it works for you, great. If not, I won't bug you anymore. Okay, so now I'm talking about what I do. There's some confidence there that I can help this person, but I'm also, again, giving them an out. I don't know if my ideas are going to work for you, and if they're not, I won't bug you anymore. Again, this lets the customer know it's okay to call back and explore this, because if it doesn't work, as long as I'm being honest, and I will let them go, then the customer now feels okay calling me. I can also keep calling this person because that voicemail is so gentle and so easy. When they do pick up the phone, we can have a real conversation. My third favorite, this one worked really well when I was calling B2B, so calling other businesses. If I insured or if I did business with, now that I'm in coaching, whatever you're doing, if I'm working with somebody else in that industry, name dropping, while not appropriate at a dinner party, is fantastic on sales calls. So if I have a client and I'm calling somebody else in the same industry, I am absolutely going to drop that person's name. Call this one competition. So I might call up and say, I'm working with client A right now, just helped them out, they had fantastic results. I have no idea if you're interested in having the same kind of thing happen for your business. If you are, we should hop on the phone for 5 minutes, see if I could do the same for you. Either way, I've got some ideas I think would really benefit you. Leave your phone number. Never ask, please call me back, or it'd be really nice if that all sounds too needy. Okay, so 3 different options there. I call and I either let them off the hook if someone's not getting back to me, create some curiosity with a brand new prospect, or again, if we're calling business to business and I can name drop somebody else that I've worked with, that can be really effective because nobody wants the competition to have a leg up. Really gets them to want to respond to that voicemail. And all of these allow me to keep calling because I'm not putting pressure on anybody. So try one of those out. It should help you out getting those calls returned from now on. No more waiting by the phone, wondering why it's not working.